So we're going to start just by closing our eyes, finding a seat. And you can either sit cross-legged or you can also sit, if you have a block, if anybody has a block, I also really like to sit like this. So you can sit on your heels, sit on a seat, cross-legged, or with your knees folded under you. And let's just start by finding our grounding in the tailbone, in the seat, spreading our shoulders and collarbones wide, and connecting to our breath. Rooting your seat and feeling the connection of what's on the ground. Feeling the contact of your tailbone and your sits bones to the cushion or the seat. And then the concept of rooting to rising. So really rooting in like you're a tree. And then from that root, just growing up long and tall, and then also using the collarbone natural width to expand laterally. And connecting to the breath. Centering for a moment and feeling the ease of not having to do, but instead be. I read this beautiful quote from an indigenous woman from a tribe near here recently that was articulating that the Western cultures, we connect so much of our energy and identity to doing instead of just allowing our wild and strange self to be an expression of divinity, of the earth. And let's do a 3-part breath. So we'll breathe deep into the belly, into the midsection, letting the ribs expand, and then suck in a little more air through the nose, all behind the collarbone. Hold that, and then exhale the same way out as you came in. So behind the collarbone, exhale, mid-body, and then the lower belly. And once again, inhale, lower belly extends, mid and ribs expand, breathing in, sucking in all that air, maybe even more than you think that you naturally would, up and holding, letting and feeling the pranic charge of that breath, and then exhaling out behind the collarbones, through the mid-body and ribs, through the lower body, and then let your breath just return to normal. Connecting to an intention for today. I've been a little under the weather the past few days, kind of experiencing my first flu in 19 months. And so I am taking this class very easy. We'll give options for it to be more, but I think that the best that any of us can do is that we give it an effort. We know our own levels of effort and ease, but it's like applying diligence of efforts of the poses, fully embodying the pose to where you can each day, and then not pushing it past to impress anybody. But in this moment, maybe finding an intention outside of yourself. So maybe dedicating this practice to someone else, showing up to your mat is a huge step. And then dedicating maybe to someone who needs it right now, someone who needs clarity, someone you know who needs ease or healing or gentle thoughts, or that kind of wild, strange divinity and unattached way of being. Bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra. That's the thumbs resting on the heart, the finger pads slightly pressing together. Bow to your hands. And let's start with one Om. If you don't feel like you're in a space, like you're comfortable to be Oming, then like someone will judge you. See if you can let go of that thought, but if you really don't feel like Oming, then you can just do it mentally. So we'll take an exhale out, all the breath. Deep inhale through the nose. Two more. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Inhale. And just letting a slight smile find your lips, reveling in the fact that we're connected around the world. People in different continents and time zones are doing these Oms together, and we're part of the healing. Let that go, and we'll come to all hands and knees for some cat and cow. Clear your mat space. Oh yeah! I hope you all can hear me. I didn't even really check if you can hear me, but I suppose if you can't hear me, put a hand up in the Zoom land and pressing into your hands and knees. The stomach comes in. We're gonna cat, like a Halloween cat up. Spread the collarbones wide. Spread the shoulder blades wide. And then we're gonna bring the shoulder blades in and cow. So gentle arch. And then find your own rhythm for this. You can have your toes tucked or release onto the ground. And finding all the places in your back that need release here. Letting the tail and the head arc down and then arch up in the same way. And then we're going to find a circle. So if you start in that cow position, which is the arch, bring the head and the tail to the right, down into that Halloween cat where the shoulder blades spread. Then tail and the head come over to the left, making a big circle and finding the spots where you naturally want to skip over, and then switch directions, luxuriating and opening the spine, slowing down in those spots that you want to speed up in. And then either direction, your own timing here. Bringing the hands back underneath the shoulders, tucking the toes. We're going to come into our first downward facing dog. Extending the legs. The butt comes up. The head releases down. The heels cascade down to the earth.
Pressing the hands into the ground. Each finger pad pressing like you're making an imprint. Deep breath in, and then we'll glide forward into our first plank. So that's like before a push-up position. Body is long, shoulder blades on the back. Bring the knees down and we'll come back into child's pose. Rest the head on the ground. I'm going to take off my sweatshirt because I'm already warm. And then from that child's pose position, coming back into hands and knees. Once again, tucking the toes. Straightening the legs to downward facing dog. When you're in this downward dog, let's pedal out the feet. So bend your left leg, straighten the right. Bend the right leg, straighten the left. Straighten both legs. Press the hands into the ground, shoulder blades on the back, butt into the air. Straight legs if you can, lift up the kneecaps, coming forward into that plank position, holding in this plank position for 3 breaths. Knees come down, bring the chest in between the hands and the chin comes under the ground too. Knees, chest and chin. Then wiggle forward into a cobra. Shoulder blades on the back. Press your hands into the ground, child's pose again. Hands and knees, tuck the toes, down dog. Press into the hands of that down dog. Come forward into plank, shoulder blades on the back. 3 breaths. Knees down. Chest in between the hands. And wiggle forward to that cobra. Come down with the head onto the ground, forehead on the ground. Wiggle onto your forehead a bit, massaging out the third eye so you can see things clearer. So you could see your future and your past. And shoulder blades on the back, pressing into the ground. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down. Again, inhale, eyes lift up, head lifts up, pressing into the ground, and back down, exhale. One more time, inhale into this back bend, maybe a fuller expression of it, and back down. And press back, child's pose, downward facing dog. Walk the feet slowly to the hands. Press the hands into the ground if you can and look forward. Or if you can't reach the ground, you can put your hands on your knees or you can grab blocks if you have them. And forward fold, however low you forward. However low you go in the forward fold. It is okay. And then we're gonna, like I'm there, slowly putting my fingers on your spine. I want you, in the most gentle way, put a light bend in your knees and roll up. 1 vertebrae at a time, stacking the spine. Once you get to the top, rolling out your shoulders. Breathe in, arms up, look to the sky, hands come down into that prayer pose, gently touching in between your boobies, or where your boobies might be, if you have boobies. Let's bring the feet together to touch if you can, standing in mountain pose, connecting again to your intention, congratulating yourself for being on the mat, even if you didn't feel like it today. And yeah, I'm gonna focus on grace today. So finding the grace in every moment, even awkward transitions, connecting to grace that's around us. I'm looking at some trees here outside my window, and I'm pretty much always graceful. I don't find myself always graceful. But I'm going to connect to it today. Okay, inhale, exhale. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, float down, arms spread, swan dive all the way down, navel into spine. Relax the head. Press into the ground. Look up gently. Step back, plank. From here, knees, chest, and chin again. So knees, chest comes between the thumbs, and then the chin's on the ground. Shoulder blades back, cobra. Now come back into all hands and knees. We're going to do bird dog position. So left leg comes back. The toes are pointed down. The hip is also pointed down. Shoulder blade is on the back, and the right arm is reaching forward. Flex the back foot. Engage the glutes around the sacral hip. Well, what is that? It's like it's deep within the booty. And then release down, other side, right foot back. Engage the glutes around the sits bones, that's what they're called. Reaching back, left arm out, head long, tail long. And bring that down. Tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Left leg up, reaches, bring it forward. Now remember that position that we had with the cat and the cow, with the cowing cat. Spread the shoulder blades. Tuck the knee into the chest. Bring the foot in between the hands. Nice. Now we're going to come up for a crescent pose. So feet press into the ground. Arms reach out. Crescent pose, crescent lunge. Lunge with the knee forward. The back heel, the back right heel, reaching, straightening that back leg as much as possible. Arms extending. Nice. And we're going to open this up into Warrior Two. So Warrior Two, the heel is aligned into the arch. You've got a 90-degree or as much as possible. Knee over the ankle. Arms are extended. The gaze is over the middle finger. Shoulder blades onto the back. Nice. Breathing here for 3 breaths. Press the feet into the ground. Pull the feet in. And so this left knee is bent now, and now we're going to bend the right knee into Skandasana. Skandasana is like a warrior ninja pose. There's a couple different versions. We can do it just like this, where you're just bending the right knee and the left foot flexes. You can go deeper if you like, down to here. That feels a little bit much for me today, so I'm going to stay here. But you can go down there. And then we're going to bring that, like, feel that ninja warrior vibe. Bend the left knee again. Center to the mat, and you're going to bring your right knee back down into Anjali
soft as ghee, lunge. Left knee bent, back knee on the ground, hands either side. And now engage the navel to the spine. Arms come up. Arch, soft as ghee. That means soft as butter. Come back down. Straighten the left leg to Hanumanasana. This is the leap that the monkey took. And he grabbed the sun, thought it was a mango. This is the beginning of a yogic split, but you know, it's very baby split. Release the head. When I was in PE class, this was called runner's lunge? I don't know, they called it something very different, like when I was in elementary school. Coming back down to that lunge, stepping forward, both feet together, chair pose. Arms framing the head, legs bent, butt is reaching back. Straighten the legs, reach up, look up to your thumbs, bring the thumbs back down to the chest. And take a breath and a rest. Nice. We'll do that the other side now. Reaching up, gathering all your strength with your grace. Reaching up to the sky, looking at the thumbs, bringing the hands back. Once more, inhale. Arms extended up, and then swan dive. Navel engaged into the spine, flat back forward. Bring the hands down. Look gently forward, sharing your heart with your head. And then we're going to step back into the plank pose. Come down either knees, chest, and chin, or chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Look up. And then downward facing dog. Right leg lifts up. Now engage the belly to the spine. Separate the shoulder blades. Knee comes to kiss. Kiss that knee. You love that knee. You want to kiss that. And instead, standing forward. Feet into the ground. Arms extend. Crescent pose. Crescent warrior. Breathing into the ribs. Straightening that back leg. Heel back. Knee bent. Shoulder blades, shoulders away from the ears. And rounding out into that graceful warrior two. Arms extended from each other. Feet rooted into the ground, but you've got to like push into the yoga mat, like you're like kissing the yoga mat, and then pull the feet together. And that's how you really get that foundation. And then from here, we've got our right leg bent. We're going to come to the Skandasana. So, ooh, yeah, that was a big hip hop. Lifting up the right foot into a flex. Again, you can come all the way down here, but I don't want to. Skandasana, coming forward. I like to slice the air with a knife with my hands. Coming down into that lunge. We've got the knee on the ground, and then Untitled, soft as ghee, arching up towards the sky, back down, front leg straightens, Hanumanasana, release the head, dig the heel down into the earth, suck the knee and the heel together. You can tuck the back foot or let it extend. Bend that front knee. Big step. Both feet together. Hello, I'm waving to a neighbor. And this is chair pose. Also called fierce pose, also called I hate it pose. But we're trying to really accept the poses that we hate right now. That's when I say we, it's a royal we. But it is good to find the poses that you really don't like and then explore. That's probably because it's where you need a little bit of strengthening. So going towards, like, if you're gonna sit on a chair, reaching the butt back, shoulder blades on the back. Is she ever gonna get out of this pose? Yes. Straighten the legs, reach up to the sky, thumbs and fingertips pressed together. Coming to the heart center, finding the breath again. We're gonna do that series one more time with a little bit more flow. Hope you guys you look like you're doing great. I'm wearing my Lady Rizo shirt with the eyes on my titties. So I'm watching you from here. Okay, you guys ready? I can see you. I'm having these made again, by the way, with just Rizo. Okay, here we go. Connecting in again to what your intention is. Reaching up, thumbs, fingertips, gaze, and swan dive. Navel connects to spine. Exhale out. Inhale, peek forward. Exhale, jump or step back into plank. Knees, chest, or chin, or chaturanga. All the way down to the ground. Cobra up. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg reaches. Exhale, bring the knee in to kiss. Spread the shoulder blades. Step forward. Crescent pose, inhale. Reaching up, pressing into the ground. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale in this pose. Exhale, Skandasana. Inhale, come forward to the lunge. Exhale, hands on the ground. Inhale, arch up. Exhale, try to come back into Hanuman Asana without bringing your hands to the ground. Inhale, hands to the ground, step forward, chair pose. Straighten the legs. Inhale, up, exhale, hands to the chest. Thumbs nestled into the boobies. Let your boobies, men and women have boobies really, it's just like the little folds of flesh coming out of your sternum. Let them kiss your thumbs. Give your thumbs a motorboat. Exhale out, inhale. Become an angel. Look to the sky. Reverse swan dive. You're swanning all the way down. Navel's protecting the spine. Exhale down. Let the hair come down. Imagine Rapunzel hair touching the ground. Inhale, look up. Step or jump back into plank. Knees, chest, or chin, or chaturanga. All the way down. Cobra or upward facing dog. Pressing the top of the feet into the ground, lifting up the hips. And then back into downward dog. Right leg lifts up. Bend the knees. Grace. Remember, think of yourself as moving gracefully. Kiss the knee. Oh, you little coquette, you knee. Pressing into the ground. Crescent pose. Breath here. Open it up. Warrior two. Shoulder blades on the back. Feet into the ground. Bend the knee. You've got your right knee bent. Now we're going to bend our left knee. Skandasana. Ninja. You feel like a ninja. You're going to slice the air as you come. Bring the left knee down to Anjali. Not Anjali. Lunge G. I don't remember what it's called now. Soft as ghee, soft as butter, straighten the right leg. Hanuman. The poses are deceptively simple, but they're quite hard. Stepping forward into chair pose. Straightening the legs, look to the thumbs, close the eyes, find the breath. Nice. We did that. We did it. Okay, we're going to move on to a couple of balancing poses. I'm going to face towards you because I want to see myself and you. Oh, but first I'm going to give you one little treat of these leggings. When I twerk, it's like an optical illusion. Okay. So, you're welcome. Do you feel like you're being sucked in? Do you feel like you're being drawn in or spread apart? Okay. Finding balance, so in the grace and ease and play. Yeah, find your own body for a second. Find your body if you can. Stepping both feet into the earth, feeling the contact with the earth. And then let's bring the weight into the left. Lifting up into tree. So with tree, you can bring it up here into the thigh, and the thigh presses into the foot with as much energy as the foot into the thigh. If that feels a bit much, then you can also keep it here or to the calf, just not at the knee. And now from here, we're going to play a little like a tree, letting the arms come out, waver a bit. And then try with your eyes closed. Okay, let your eye open. I know it's very hard. Bring the knee into the chest. And then grab the ankle and come into that thigh stretch. Bring the left arm up. Press the foot up into the sky, and we'll come into that dancer pose. As much of an expression as you can. Whoa, it's okay if you fall. The falling is the joy. Okay, bringing it back down. Finding equanimity here. I do feel like some of the kind of yogic ninja, like warrior mindfulness that Rizo has taught me through the alter ego of her expression is finding the joy in the falling, because this alter ego accepted every failing like it was intentional. And so that's part of like the clown kind of, the clown being, the fool being the wisdom, but letting go of incrimination or painful thoughts when you fall, just like falling and coming back, just letting it be play like the fool. Okay, standing onto the right leg, lift up the heel of the left leg. Bring the foot into the inner seam of the thigh, pressing the thigh into the foot, bringing the hands into prayer, bringing them into tree expression. You can also find a mudra here. And then trying with the eyes closed. It's not easy. I think it's good to find things that intentionally make you fall. Coming back into it. Then finding a fixed gaze point and realize how much easier it is to balance when you can open your eyes. Then being grateful for your eyes. We've got eyes. We've got eyes. I've got eyes on my titties and on my face. Okay, bring the knee into the chest. Grabbing that left with the left ankle. Right arm comes up. Flex out the foot here. And then pressing up into that dancer pose. You don't have to rotate, I'm just doing that for you. Pull back as you pull up. Archer, yes. Nice, balancing, spreading the legs wide. Coming into a wide leg forward fall. Reach up and then come down. Letting the head fall. Again, playing with that image of the water flowing down your back, down your hair. Imagine you have very long hair and the water is connecting your hair to the ground. Letting the head hang. Shaking the head out, no. Shaking it out, yes. Letting all the thoughts of what you should be doing, who you should be doing, what you should be doing right now, if you're working hard enough or you're too big, letting that all go. Just having this hour of freedom from the mind. Bringing the hands over to the right foot. And then bringing the right hand up to the sky. We've got a little twist here. And then bringing that right hand to the sacrum and just say hello to your booty. Put your hand on your sacrum, look up to the sky. And then bringing the hands back under the shoulders, letting the head release. Right hand comes over to the right, right hand comes to the left foot. Left hand comes up to the sky, finding that nice twist. Left hand comes to the sacrum. Now try to make sure the sacrum is even. Yeah. Oh, yes. I'm hearing some cracks out there. No, I don't really hear your cracks. All right, bringing the hands to the ground. Let's do a little squatting. This is another example of something I don't like to do, and I never like to do, because some people have shorter Achilles. And so what I like to do for a squat is I roll up a bit of my mat. Now, if you are one of those people that, you know, were born in Thailand and have been pooping like this your whole life, maybe you don't have a problem. But I have Western toilets. So, so we're gonna bend our knees, come to a squat. How you doing there? Now bring your shoulders inside your knees and let's bring back to that graceful prayer pose. Graceful Thailand toilet. Spreading the chest again. Spreading the collarbones, becoming wide. Taking up space here. And let's stand up. Wah! And let's go back down. Oh my goodness. What is she doing? And then stand up. And let's go back down. Nice. Okay, straighten the right arm. Touch the ground. Left arm reaches up. Press the nipples through. Shoulder blades on the back. Nice. Coming back to prayer. Left hand to the ground. Right hand up. Oh. Shoulder blades on the back. Going back into prayer position. And then we can, with as much grace as possible, just sit on the ground. You guys look so nice out there. I'm just gonna get a drink of water. It's actually tea, gypsy cold care, because I told you I'm sick. But you know, you're distance from me, so. Okay. Doing good. Nice. Okay, bringing the let's just hug ourselves for a second.
hug the knees. You know, this could look like a pose of despair, but right now it's just self-love. This is something I like to do called the love up. It's something I designed, you know, when I was 20. But I touch my toes and I love my toes. I see my toes for how they keep me stable. I touch my ankles. I realize how many tiny bones are in my ankles, stabilizing me for every moment. I touch my strong shins, these bones that have been kicked so many times. I touch my knees. I love my knees. I put some circles into my knees, thinking about how delicate they are and how they're still surviving and thriving. I touch my thighs, my juicy thighs, my femur bone, the longest bone in the body, strongest bone in the body. I touch my belly, that brings me breath, the top of my pudenda, that has so many functions. My back, I love my back. I love my chest. I beat a little on my chest. I definitely love my throat, my voice, my neck. Rub out my shoulders. Work so hard. I love down. Hey, I love you. Love you arms. I love you wrists, you tiny little things. I love you fingers. Go to the other fingers. I love you forearms, elbow. I love you. I love you shoulders again, because shoulders need a lot of love. Love you chest. Again, up to the jaw. I love you jaw. The strongest muscle in the body. I love you face gently. I love you eyes. Cover the eyes. Gratitude for the body. The love up. All right, we're gonna do, now that we've loved ourselves, we're gonna just do a little bit of boat pose, bringing the feet up. When I went through modern dance class for 15 years, but when we were kids, we would eat donuts off of our drink tea. But now we're just gonna do a little bit of abdominal work. We're gonna go from upward boat to lower boat. So that's extending out, toes spread up, and then lower. 5 more. 3, 2, 1. Okay, release onto the ground. Oh my God. Oh, just release everything. Bring your left leg into your chest. Connect your fingers behind your beautiful juicy thigh. Straighten your leg as much as possible, and let's circle out the foot. I like to do a circle sometimes where I spread my toes in the middle of the circle, just really articulating the foot. Bring the knee back. We've got our left knee in. We're gonna hold it with our right hand and extend our left hand and gaze up over to our left hand. Oh yeah. You can still see me, huh? Okay. And then bring the knee in, back. And then bring the knee over to the left armpit. One more hug in. And extending that out. Let's bring the right knee in. Oh my goodness. Finding all the stuck parts. Oh, ouch. Left hand brings the right knee over to a gentle twist. Gaze over the right. And taking deep breaths. Oh, and I forgot to extend on this side. Bring the knee back in. Interlace the hands behind the juicy, lovely thigh. Extend as much as you can. Circle around. Try to spread those toes when the toes come to the front. Spread. 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 Circle the other way. Bring the knee back in. Bring the knee over to the right armpit. To the left armpit. Okay. Both knees in. Hug the knees. And then release everything down. Oh my goodness. Into a Shavasana place. Work so hard. Take a deep breath into your full body. And you stay lying on the ground, but I'm going to sit up so I can guide you through this moment. Just going to do a full body relaxation on the ground. And I'm going to get a little closer. Take a deep breath into the belly. Exhale out. One more deep belly breath. And this time, let's audibly exhale a sigh out. Let's do that again. Let's sigh out all the things you've been holding in. Deep breath in. Expand the belly and the chest. Sip a little bit more air in behind your collarbones. Maybe just a little bit more air in, and then make a voiced sigh out. Let yourself relax. Let yourself relax. Embracing corpse pose. I like to embrace corpse pose because it reminds me to practice death. And this is not in a negative, morbid way, but rather a life-affirming way, that if I feel the sweet release of death, which I'm not afraid of death, if I practice enough, I become less afraid of death, then the flip side is that I'm more grateful for life, for each of these moments in our day where we may get tripped up into stress or negative self-talk or anything else, but besides savoring this sweet existence, we get tripped up into comparison or the feeling that we're not doing enough or we're doing too much. Practicing death, feeling our bones sink into the earth, our flesh melt away, the flesh dripping off of our toes, the bones resting into the earth of the ankles, the calves,
swallowed up by the grass and eaten by worms. The thighs releasing away. A lot gets held in the thighs, in the deep muscles of the quads. So really feeling the separation of the muscles there in the quads. Away from the go, go, go button. Letting the internal organs just soften. All of the organs and the intestine, the spleen, the kidneys softening into the earth. Dripping away from this mortal place. Releasing all of the back body. The intercostal muscles attached to the ribs, the shoulders and shoulder blades, the back of the shoulders and the upper arms, the elbows, becoming enveloped in the earth. Releasing the hands that do so much, especially in our modern technology-fueled life, letting the thumbs grow hot, then warm, and then go to sleep. Letting the forearms completely nestle into the soft, comforting ground. The neck, the voice box, the jaw, the mandible, the heavy muscle of the tongue, releasing, growing thick. The eyes sinking back into the head. All three of the eyes. The third eye resting. After this day of the Dead, the thin veil being close, embracing our skeleton self. The skull resting. The brain settling into the back of the skull. The brain goes so hot, so vibrant, so multitasking. Let it just relax on the breath. And if your thoughts go anywhere else, not being angry with yourself, but just reminding that you are here to relax for the next 3 minutes. Letting your body be breathed. Lying in the warm sand. Floating in the water. Being surrounded by those you love. Let Mama Earth hold you, rock you like a babe, gaze upon you lovingly, because you are a wild, strange exhibition of her wonder. Not because you do anything, but because you are. You are. Let the breath enter your body more fully. Instead of being breathed, intentionally breathe. Wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingers. And slowly, carefully roll over onto one side. Like a fetal position. Being held inside the womb as you once were, cared for, fed, resting, safe. Take another breath here. In this incubated position, and then slowly but surely press your hands into the ground and come to a seated position like you did first starting the class. Keep your eyes closed if you can for one more moment, bringing the hands into the Anjali Mudra of peace. The prayer position, the thumbs softly stroking the sternum. Bringing a smile to your lips. We'll close out with one final Om, and then a Namaste. Exhale all the breath out. Inhale. Thumbs come up to the third eye. Bow the head. Namaste. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you for joining me for my first live stream class. You're gorgeous. I love you. I hope that you enter this day with a newfound ease. Remember the grace that is inside you, inside me. I'm your mirror. You're the best. Love you guys. Oh, it's good to see your faces. Yay. Thank you. I'm going to read your lovely words before I sign out. Thanks, guys. Yay! Bye, guys. I'm so happy.
Maya. Have a good day.
Thank you, that was amazing.
Oh, thank you. Namaste.